stuff happening over in Mangi Town.
Yes, when the Japanese occupied Guam in the early 1940s, people stayed in their ranch homes in the village to avoid the Japanese soldiers. And during the war, the Japanese occupied the Manilao school building, but otherwise stayed out of those ranch areas until the end of the occupation, when a prominent Chamorro leader was assassinated in the village. Everyone remembers Father Jesus Baza Duenas. He was Guam's second ordained Chamorro priest and one of the 2 Chamorro priests who continued to minister to all the faithful during the war. He was greatly admired as a dynamic preacher who attracted young people to the church. Of course, the Japanese suspected he knew the whereabouts of the American journalist George Tweed. So the Japanese arrested and publicly tortured Father Duenas in the last month of the occupation. And as we all know, the 33-year-old priest was brought to Ta'i in Manilao, near the site of Father Duenas Memorial School on July 12, 1944, and was beheaded along with his nephew.
And we have Mayor Nito Blas.
Yes.
Nito Blas. And we were just told that he is the longest serving mayor in the whole council. And we had him, when he went by our stage, he was turning the roasted pig that they've got in the backside. You can see it right now on the set. And now I think he's coming down to greet Governor Eddie Baza Calvo and providing him with gifts. There you go. There's the fruit that we told you.
Oh, yeah. Save that.
That looks like calamansi. Oh, no, maybe it's orange, right?
Yeah.
And then serving with Mayor Nito Blas is his vice mayor, Alan R.G. or Al Ungakta. He's the vice mayor of Manilao. And Phil, do you want to go ahead and tell us more about the village of Manilao?
Sure. Manilao actually comes from the Chamorro word ilao, and that means to look or search for something. Hunters and fishermen went to the village to look for fish or crabs or deer or wild pig. Manilao right now is the center of higher education on Guam. The University of Guam is there, the Guam Community College is there, and with those 2 institutions,
they're bringing in visitors by droves, so thank you very much, Guam visitors. In front of us is the Korea War veterans, and folks, what do we have about them?
With band members in their 70s and 80s, they are still willing to participate and assist in honor of their fallen comrades. Now, military conflict between the Republic of Korea, supported by the United Nations, and the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, as well as the People's Republic of China, with air support from the Soviet Union, began on the 25th of June in the year 1950. And an armistice was signed on July 27, 1953. The war was a result of the political division of Korea, of course, by agreement of the victorious allies at the conclusion of the Pacific War.
Yes, these veterans are saying they may be in their 80s, but they can still stand and they're still able to honor their fallen comrades and their friends who served with them in the Korean War.
I wouldn't mess with them. I would not cut in line of any one of these veterans. Let me let you know right now. Amazing.
And that's what this holiday is all about, remembering that there is a price for our freedom, remembering that people have paid that price and people have served so that we can enjoy days like today. And so on the 69th anniversary of our liberation, we honor of the institution of family in their community, and a timeless reminder of the stories of courage and faith in our culture and our ancestors, our parents, Manamko, and our other community. There's also Galaidi, which represents the olden day transportation which our ancestors used to travel to and from, along with the carabao and the carabao cart, which is used for farming and traveling throughout the island.
Definitely, they got a waterfall going out there too, Philly. Look at that. The waterfall.
A working waterfall.
Yeah, represents the Menengan Falls concentration camp, a place where our ancestors were first forced by the Japanese to migrate to during the war, of course, until their rescue. Now, Memorial now, you can visit it down there every liberation as a reminder of the courage and faith of our ancestors and all of the endured awaiting the rescue by American soldiers.
You can also see books along the float skirt there. Those 5 books are illustrations of the 5 military branches in the Department of Defense, those who fought, fight, and continue to fight for our land, air, and sea, the liberty for our homes, and the freedoms for our families.
Look at this. It's playing out like a music video, guys.
Oh, well, that music is from their entertainer, Miss Joanne Uggin.
I
She's
love it.
singing the song of...
It's somewhat like a pool.
Oh, wow.
Amazing, amazing.
It's like a moving movie
Disneyland.
box.
It's magical, Phil. It's magical. And we have little people here, too.
Oh, there's
Straight out of Game of
four
Thrones.
of the seven
Oh
dwarfs.
my God.
There's 5.
It's all at Disneyland. You know, we could have used them at our character breakfast. We need to team up with Cinnamon for our next character breakfast. I'm sure the kids would love, you know, Snow White and the
Look
Seven
at that.
Dwarfs.
I think Sleepy is the one with the half-closed eyes there.
Yeah, oh no, he's dancing. He's dancing.
And of course, the village of Sinahanya, led by Mayor Robert Hoffman and Vice Mayor Rudy Iriarte. Sinahanya, another village that's just up the hill from us here in Hagåtña, past Hagåtña Heights. It overlooks the central parks of Guam and sits atop the capital of Hagåtña, and derives its name from the word Sinahan. Sinahan means the method of baking wild yams in the dirt. So, you know, all, all the yams that you eat at the fiestas. And the suffix nya at the end of the village name, Sinahanya, refers to those men and women who did the baking of those yams. Sinahanya, home of C.L. Taitsino Elementary School and Bishop Van Gartner Memorial School.
Yeah,
And they've also got the entertainment and what else?
Oh, and that big turnstile of a Manumpura and her daughter could only mean that it's the Guam International Airport Authority float. They won the coveted Best Float Award.
What? I can't hear you, Phil. Oh, well,
They're loud.
you don't need to listen to me when Jesse and Ruby are playing. The more important thing is to listen to Jesse and Ruby. Ooh, go airport, she says. I'm going to echo her sentiments.
The reason why the airport is going very big is because they won the coveted Best Float Award in the medium-sized government category for the past 2 consecutive years.
Ooh.
And so the A.B. Wampat International Airport Authority Guam is again proud to show off its huge float for this year. This year's float demonstrates the airport's courageous leap into environmentally responsible practices by building a float that leads the way in leadership and energy and environmental design, also known as LEED, and that displays icons that symbolize the stories and faith and courage of the people of Guam. 80% of their LEED float utilizes materials and decorations from previous floats, so they're recycling guys, that they've reconfigured to tell this year's story. They're proud to be reusing and recycling elements from the 2 other award-winning floats. So if you take part of 2 winners, maybe you create another winner. The ancient hut has been outfitted with photovoltaic panels, so they're solar panels, that are made using strong ribbon wafers, which are lead-free solar cells that emit the smallest carbon footprint in production. So maybe they're powering their jams right now.
Solar energy. And we also saw the director or the executive director of the airport, Chuck Atta. I saw him up there and didn't see Peter Roy Martinez, but I did see